Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And back. Well, like I said, I'll be still be getting to the Steven Seagal movies though. But I've been reviewing a couple of new movies that came out. Like previously, I reviewed 65, which I thought it was okay, and at best. But it was as I was mixed on that though. And this one is another one that I also liked, but didn't love it though. I think it had another one had potential, but I thought it was kind of slightly a bit underwhelming for me. And that is the movie of Cocaine Bear. Now, Cocaine Bear, it's based on a true story, which the time in the 1980s that I guess it said 1985, where a black bear ingested a whole bunch of cocaine and it kind of went crazy, berserk though. Although the difference, though, I don't think there was no evidence. There was no evidence that that bear actually killed anybody, though. So, yeah, there was no evidence that the bear, when it ingested cocaine, it didn't kill anybody. I guess it just kind of went a little bit berserk. But of course, in this movie, it does though. But it's in real life though that it never went crazy. Um, and I was say, well, I did like the movie though, but I think it was underwhelming. I think that's what the problem with with that part right there. I think if they're gonna do because hey, a killer bear film, a bear that ingests cocaine or goes on a rampage. I haven't seen like a killer bear film like that in a long time because, Grizzly from 1976, of course, the Jaws ripoff one. But I actually liked Grizzly. That bear basically fucks some shit up in that movie. Basically, it takes a horse's head off. It's just been dismembering its victims. Takes an arm off. Even messes up a little kid. I mean. And just knocks over a whole entire watchtower, and that bear did some pretty serious damage in that movie, And yeah, Grizzly, yeah, it's a ripoff of Jaws, but hey, it's one of the best Jaws ripoffs to me, and I liked Grizzly, and especially I liked the cast. I liked Andrew Prine, Richard Jekyll, what was the guy, George, I forgot the lead guy's name, the George something, I forget. Fudge. God damn it. But yeah. But the rest of the cast members I like, though. And you hardly don't see much of any Killer Bear films. Well, I know there was a sequel, Grizzly 2, that film that wasn't finished. But then there was also Prophecy. There was one about that was a mutant Killer Bear. This starred Talia Shire, who played Adrian from Rocky. But you don't see hardly that much movies about killer bears, though. I thought this could have been potential of being a good Killer Bear film. But the thing is, though, I was unwell. It felt like it was more concentrated about finding the drugs more than on focusing on the bear itself. I mean, you do see the bear, in focus for a good portion of it, but there was a lot of times there was just concentrating these guys just finding the drugs. I think they could have gone, and also I think it just could have gone full force on just the bear just killing and maiming more people, and more of the cocaine it ingests, the more crazier and more ways it kills more people, And I think though to me that was why I was like slightly underwhelmed by the movie. And the thing is, I think one of the issues that it's directed by Elizabeth Banks, the actress Elizabeth Banks, who's done well, she's directed a couple things. I mean, as a director, I think she's not the right. First of all, I think she was not the right choice for her as a director to direct this movie. I don't think she wasn't the right choice. I mean, she directed the reboot of Charlie's Angels from 2019. That sucked. I know she directed Pitch Perfect 2. I think she directed the third one. I think. I'm not a fan of Pitch Perfect movies anyway. So, but as an actress, she's appeared in the Hunger Games movies. She played Rita in the 2017 Power Rangers movie. She started in a lot of other films though, but I don't think she was not the right choice to direct this movie. And even the producer, and not only she also produces the movie as well. But you also have the directors of Chris Miller and Phil Lord. They're the duo that also directed they directed the 21 and 22 Jump Street movies and the Lego movie. They're producing this movie as well. But and the cast, I thought they were okay as well. I mean, you have Keri Russell, which she's been in quite a few others. O'Shea Jackson Jr., who was the son of actor Ice Cube. Really enough, which I forgot he was in. Well, you can't see it, but I have the poster like down here. You can't see it though, but I forgot he appeared in Godzilla King of the Monsters. He was one of the soldiers. But I thought he was fine. I mean, I could definitely see he definitely is the son of Ice Cube. You know. Sometimes when he gets angry, he gets those facial anger expressions like Ice Cube would get. I thought he was fine. Then you have Alden. Oh, like the guy's name. Pronounce the guy's name. His character's name is Eddie in the movie. He's the guy who played young Han Solo in Solo: Star Wars Story, which I did not like that film either. Which apparently that was actually be Chris Miller and Phil Lord's. They were going to direct that movie, but Kathleen Kennedy, producer Kathleen Kennedy, basically just booted them out. You know, bitch. She booted them out, and then that's when they had Ron Howard to replace them. Really enough. Speaking with them, you know. But the guy who's with O'Shea Jackson Jr., he's the guy who played young Han Solo. And then you have Ray Liotta in one of the last films he did, sadly, when he passed away in 2022 last year. This is basically one of his last movies, sadly. He's the guy who's like the lead drug guy that O'Shea Jackson Jr. and the guy who played young Han Solo is actually he's the son of Ray Liotta in this movie. So he's the guy who tells them to go get the drugs because Ray Liotta he's not the higher up of this whole drug case. There's some other higher ups that he's also working for, because if they're gonna kill him if they don't retrieve the drugs that O'Shea Jackson and young Han Solo gets. And I was like Ray Liotta, may he rest in peace, you know. So it's just sad, you know. He passed away, you know. But this is one of his last performance in this movie. I thought he still did fine as well, because I always like Ray Liotta from Goodfellas. I even liked him in Observer Report, and he was. I have to rewatch Turbulence again. I know I didn't like that. I ran to that movie long ago though, but he was the best part of the movie. He was having a whole lot of fun in that movie. But I know, but Ray Liotta, he's been in a whole lot of movies. So John Q, the film with Denzel Washington, Robert Duvall. But yeah, Ray Liotta may rest in peace. But first, one of his last roles, I thought he still did fine. As for the other cast members, there's the woman who plays like the park ranger. The woman who plays the park ranger in this. I know I've seen her in other movies before. But overall the acting was fine. You know, it was not bad at all. So the film did receive some mixed to positive reviews. And the film was a box office success. A budget, 35 million. It made like close to 80 million worldwide. I think about 40-some million domestically in the U.S. So the film was kind of like an overall success. But, okay. All that aside, though. But in the story, like I said, it takes place in 1985. Where you have this drug smuggler on this plane. He is dumping out a whole bunch of duffel bags filled with cocaine. He's dumping it all out, and it lands. It lands in the forest in Georgia. And somewhere the guy, the dimwit, you know, he accidentally somehow he ends up hitting himself and he falls out of the plane and then he dies off screen. He lands somewhere else in Tennessee, and they just found his body. And the guy who is the lead cop, he's the guy who's gonna find trying to find the drugs. Like, he has this little thing with his dog and tells this female cop to look after it while he goes and searches for the cocaine. And then Keri Russell is a mother who's also a nurse. She has a daughter looking after. The daughter wants to go to this place where you can paint some stuff where this waterfall is. And then, of course, she and this other kid are supposed to go to school, but they don't. They go to find to paint the whole thing, So they go find it, and then O'Shea Jackson Jr. and young Han Solo. Sorry, I can't pronounce the guy's name, but I was calling young Han Solo. Was a young Han Solo. He's the son of Ray Liotta, and he talks with Ray Liotta and tells him to find the drugs, and in which actually young Han Solo has a little son as well. So and the thing is with him, he's complaining he's complaining because he's been dumped. I think he was dumped, and then and he's basically, the guy's like, I'm like, please get over yourself, because he finds him in a bar. O'Shea Jackson Jr. finds him in a bar, and yeah, he's just been down. He's down the downs because he's been dumped. I think his wife left him. I forget, but I'm like, geez, this guy's just been he needs to get over himself. And I forget though. I know. I've heard the song that's playing, and I forget the name of the song though. But I know I've heard the song plenty of times. So they go out to try to find the drugs, and then with the bear, because there's these two hitchhikers. These British hitchhikers. They find the bear. They want to take a picture of it, and the bear attacks the woman and drags her, and the guy he runs away. I mean, the woman gets killed off scene, so the woman gets killed off screen. After, like I said, after ingesting the cocaine. And then the two kids, they stumble on some of the stuff as well. And they realize, oh, there's cocaine. Oh, drug dealers do that, and let's take a little taste of it to see if it's actually cocaine. So they each take a little taste of it. The daughter and her friend is other boy. He says, "Oh, I feel like a slight reaction," but doesn't really come up with nothing of it though. Then they see the bear. They run away. They say it's going crazy. And then back at the park ranger station, the woman, who's the park ranger? Because I know I've seen her in other films before. Yeah, I remember she was in Secretariat. I know I've seen in other films too. But she and this other guy, they're like, Keri Russell says that her daughter and a friend are out there, so they have to try and go and look for them. And I think some of the humor I didn't think it was funny. That's the thing. I think some of the humor, like, it's supposed to be a horror comedy. I mean, I think if you just left out the comedy and go full straight horror and, like, said the bear doing much more vicious things, I probably would have liked it more, because, like I said, the concept of, I know it's based on a true story though, but the whole concept of the bear ingesting cocaine and going on a full rampage, I think they could have, the potential of that though, I think they didn't decide to go that far. Even though it's R-rated though, but still, I think they could have pushed the boundaries of that even further. Which I thought that makes it slightly underwhelming for me. Should have just gone full force on that idea, and then back with because Keri Russell, the park ranger, and this other guy, they find the kid, the boy that's up in a tree, and the guy goes and climbs up the tree as well. And then the bear's there, and the park ranger lady, she gets attacked. Like, she gets like a little swipe on her leg, and then tries to shoot it, but misses. But then she has to go back to the station for help, call for help. And Keri Russell's hiding behind a tree, and the bear. They say, "Oh, the bear! It can climb trees," which they can. It starts climbing the tree. It climbs to the tree, so it has to go after the boy first. But then, since the guy had some of the cocaine on him, jumps onto that tree and attacks him, and kind of messes him up a little bit, kind of like gnaws on his leg, and he falls out of the tree, and then when his leg falls down, that was a CGI effect. I'm like, okay, I have to have CGI that effect. I mean, could have done whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna complain too much about it, but it was obviously it was a CGI effect when he fell in the tree and the leg fell down as with it. So, but then Keri Russell and the boy, they run away. Apparently, that the girl, the daughter, she was taken away by the bear and back to its home place in the cave, and she left a little paint trail, so they follow the paint. And back with O'Shea Jackson Jr. and young Han Solo. They arrive there, and while O'Shea Jackson Jr. is in the bathroom, these thugs, these guys are the least intimidating thugs I've seen. I don't see about that threatening. So, but O'Shea Jackson Jr. he beats all three of them up, and he gets stabbed. It's like, oh, you messed up my this is a good jersey, and I think also the two thugs, I think they actually killed them. I think, I don't remember, but the one guy who's wearing like a yellow shirt, he's still alive, and O'Shea Jackson Jr. Makes him take the word where he found because they found a package, one of the cocaine packages, and finds out, hey, tell me where you found it, because apparently the guy they found a duffel bag of that stuff and hid it in this one of those what those things are called, what were those things? It's like an outdoor thing where gazebo. Yeah, a gazebo. Yeah, so the guy, he found one of the duffel bags of it and hid in a gazebo. So O'Shea Jackson and young Han Solo, they make him take him to where he hid it. And while the cop arrives there and try to find what's going on, and he's also on the follows them as well. And back with the park ranger and yeah, okay, because the other two thugs, they get killed by the bear, because when the park ranger radio for help, two of the paramedics arrive, an ambulance and two paramedics arrive. The guy opens the door and finds the bear eating at one of them, and the bear knocks the door down with the guy on there. The female paramedic gets the park ranger on a stretcher. They're prepared to drive. They're going to drive away. The guy jumps in, and I guess I would say it's the best part of the movie. I would say, where they're driving and the bear is running. Of course, also what I forgot to mention, it's a CGI bear. Of course, I've rather mention that it's a CGI bear, not an actual bear. That's one thing. It's a CGI bear, but it's running, and then it jumps into the ambulance and attacks the paramedic, the guy paramedic, and you get like a cool. I would say probably the best death of the movie. I would say is that the park ranger, she's on the stretcher, and then she gets knocked out of the ambulance, still on the stretcher though, because she's strapped in. And she gets dragged across the concrete. Her face gets dragged across the concrete, and what causing the female paramedic to crash the ambulance. And she drives into a tree, and she shoots out out of the windshield, gets shot out of the windshield, and she dies. And then the bear just walks on its merry way. So I'd probably say that was the best kills of the movie. I mean, the park ranger, she gets like I said, she gets dragged across the concrete while still strapped in the stretcher, and the female paramedic, she gets right through the windshield and she dies. And same with the male the guy paramedic. And then the cop, I think he overheard that where the gazebo was at, and he finds the pack of drugs. He finds it, and then he pies it. He takes it, he gets on the roof of the gazebo, and O'Shea Jackson Jr. and young Han Solo and the other guy. He holds him at gunpoint because he finds because he knows that they're the drug dealers, except for the guy though, the other guy. Pulls him at gunpoint. Then the bear shows up and tells him to play dead, play dead. And then the bear it sits on top of because before that O'Shea Jackson Jr. because the cop shoot because he had a gun, and the cop shoots O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s fingers off. Like two of his fingers off. And then that's when the bear shows up, and then they say, play dead. And then the bear sits on top of young Han Solo, just lays right on top of him. And of course you get the joke, this is a female bear. Because you know why? Yeah. So they think it's sleeping and thinking, okay, we should just help him to get out. But then when it smells the cocaine again, because they see it, because O'Shea Jackson Jr., the other guy, they see it ingested cocaine, and so it wants more. So the cop lures away, throws the whole duffel bag away, and then the bear takes it. But then the cop gets shot by Ray Liotta. He's there. Because the guys are not doing their job right, so he goes out there himself. He shoots the cop, and he dies of his wounds on the roof of the gazebo. And so the guy who the last thug, he runs away. He gets away, and Ray Liotta makes his two guys try to find the bear again. And in the meantime, because also I think this didn't need to be thrown in as well. The female cop that was with the lead cop, right, who asked her to look after his dog. Turns out she's a turncoat cop. I'm like, did we need to throw in a curveball like that in there? I think that was like such an unnecessary. The female cop, she's working with Ray Liotta. I didn't think they needed to throw that in there. And the dog is still sitting in the car. So the cop dies from his wounds from getting shot. They set out to find the bear, and Keri Russell and the boy. They follow the pay trail. They find the girl, and they find the daughter. And there are these two cubs as well. The bear has two cubs, and then Ray Liotta and the others they get there, and they don't want to shoot O'Shea Jackson Jr. and especially the guy young Han Solo doesn't want to shoot the mother and the kids, so they don't want to do it. And the female cop just goes up. This is doesn't like it, so she leaves. I'm like, what was the point of bringing this female cop in? She was with Ray Liotta, and then I don't want to do this no more. Then she leaves. And also before that, Keri Russell and the boy, they find that the hitchhiker from the beginning, and so what happened, and then later that guy dies off screen from the bear. So like some of the kills I thought were decent though, but there was a couple of them that just off screen kills. That's why they don't go fully full force. So this whole potential of this killer bear who ingests cocaine and goes absolute berserk crazy. I think they just could have. Like, a lot of times it's focusing of the guys finding the drugs, more It's more on finding the drugs and less on the bear itself. That's kind of, like I said, that's what was making it underwhelming for me. I think just could let those guys out and just focusing more on the bear going full on berserker rage, you know. But then Ray Liotta and the two guys that are with them, they follow the cubs and they find the duffel bag. It's hanging on a tree branch where the waterfall is, and the bear gets there. O'Shea Jackson Jr. and young Han Solo, they jump in the water. The guy, basically, hey, screw you, Dad, I'm out of here. And because O'Shea Jackson Jr. he gets shot, but he's still alive though. Then Keri Russell and the daughter and the boy, they jump in the water too, while Ray Liotta, he tries to get the bag of drugs, and ultimately he gets killed. But like you see, I guess it was like a decent practical effect where the bears, because now the cubs, they fully ingested the cocaine and they rip out his guts out before they push him overboard. So you get a decent little practical effect, where you see him rip out his guts out. I guess I could say the second best kill of the movie, I could say. But as I said, Ray Liotta, may rest in peace. He was fine. He was fine as for one of his last performances. He didn't do a bad job, because I don't think the guy ever does a bad job, because he's always playing sometimes crazy roles, some serious roles, dramatic roles. So. But but he was fine for one of the last roles he did. But as I said, you see him gets his guts ripped out and then he's pushed overboard. And then the bear, the mother bear, and the two cubs, they take the bag of cocaine with them. And like I said, O'Shea Jackson Jr., he's fine. Even despite getting shot, he's still alive. And young Han Solo, they find he gets to keep the cop's dog. And Keri Russell and the boy and the daughter, they're walking. They find the ambulance, the crash of the ambulance, and when they see that the park ranger dead right there on the road, it's like they tell him, Keri Russell says, just keep on walking. That's when the police show up. Bear, I liked it though, but I said I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it, because it's kind of like the same thing. It was like it's like the same mixed things. The same thing I had with 65. Like 65 was okay. Technically, I would say I think I liked Cocaine Bear slightly bit more than 65. I mean, I think probably because some of the cast I liked better, and some of the kills I did like. But the problem is, I think for an R-rated film, for about a killer bear going berserk after ingesting cocaine. Oh, by the way, ignore that was my dad. He was just sneezing. But I think it could have gone full force on that idea. Just killing more people left and right. And I think it should have been should be focusing more on that, than less on the guys. Just find the drugs, and I mean, you could have had him in there, but like less time of them searching for the drugs, because I think it was more focusing on them the movie was like more focused on finding the drugs, more on the bear itself. At least that's what I felt. And like I said, Elizabeth Banks, I think she was on the right choice to direct this movie. I don't think, me personally, I think she was on the right choice. I think someone else could have done it. I mean, and Keri Russell, she was fine. She was okay, as the lead. O'Shea Jackson Jr., okay, I thought he was fine too. It was cool to see, seeing the son of Ice Cube in this. Okay, because I could definitely see why he's Ice Cube's son, because some of the anger facial expressions he does kind of resembles what his dad does from my scene from other movies, especially in 22 Jump Street, when he got pissed at Jonah Hill that he was sleeping with his daughter, and he got so pissed. Like the fake anger expressions, I could see that when O'Shea Jackson Jr. does. I could definitely see that. And the guy who played young Han Solo from Solo: Star Wars Story, he was there. I mean, the whole thing, he was just sitting there just moping, pouting because he was dumped on. I'm like, jeez, just get over yourself already, jeez. the whole point with the female cop being working with Ray Liotta, that was pointless. I mean, she just goes and turns and leaves and disappears for the rest of the movie, and that was it. I'm like, that was pointless. And some of the kills, like I said, like the park ranger, I think that was the best kill. Like, I like that she was like dragged she was still strapped in the stretcher, but she got tossed out and dragged across the concrete. That was like, okay, that was a pretty cool kill. But then the female paramedic, she gets shot out of the windshield and she dies. And there was a couple of others that were just off-screen deaths, like the first female hitchhiker, then her hubby hitchhiker, he dies off-screen, and the other two thugs, they died off-screen as well, because we see the one of them, the bear eating at one of them. And also I forgot to mention the last thug who got away, he gets picked up. He gets picked up by, who did he get picked up by? He gets picked up on the side of the road because he had also, he took one of I think he took one of the packages of cocaine with him as well. Yeah, he took it with him because there was another shot of another duffel bag that was hanging in the woods somewhere, and he picked that up, and he gets picked up by a vehicle, and he gets away. So, and the cop who was working on the case, he was there as well. I know I've seen him in other movies as well. So overall, the film I thought it was okay as well, although slightly bit above. I put above 65, slightly above 65. But I said that the whole idea, I think they could the whole potential of a bear who ingests cocaine. I know in the real life the bear never killed anybody, but just the whole idea of that though, they just could have focused on that more though, instead of the guys finding the drugs or the Keri Russell finding the daughter, and I thought it was kind of an underwhelming thing, because I think it could have been like just like from back then, like with Grizzly, that Grizzly dude was full on rage. He was just tearing people apart, taking a horse's head off, and just causing a lot of damage in that movie. I thought it could have been like that though, but sadly I didn't feel that though. That's why I still say Grizzly is one of the better killer animal movies, or also one of the better Jaws ripoffs still. I like Grizzly though, despite all that. I have to rewatch Prophecy again. I do. I have to rewatch that. It was a mutant bear, and I have to rewatch that one again. But Cocaine Bear. Like I said, Elizabeth Banks. I don't think she was on the right choice to direct it. The music by Mark Mothersbaugh, who's done music on a whole lot of movies as well that I've seen. It was there. The score was there, but I think also some of the takes on being a comedy as well. Excuse me. Some of the things of being also a comedy as well. Some of the humor I didn't think it didn't work. But yeah, Cocaine Bear, I thought it was also all right as well. Maybe I would say above average. I put it slightly above 65. So yeah, it was a slightly above average movie. And so the cast, the acting was there. Ray Liotta, may he rest in peace. I thought he still did fine too, because like I said, he doesn't give a bad performance. Like I said, may he rest in peace. But overall, it was like basically an above average movie. Above average, okay movie. But I said, did love it, had the potential, but I was slightly underwhelmed. But at the same time, I didn't hate the movie as well. So yeah, if I would rate it, I'll probably give it maybe 3 stars out of 5. I don't normally do 5-star ratings, but if I would say, I would probably give it a 3-star rating. To be fair. But that's Cocaine Bear. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more movie reviews on more continuing on the Steven Seagal movies. And we'll see you next time. Later.